Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of the Hangover Therapy podcast. I'm Harry, as always. I've got Harvey with me, as always. And this week we're joined by Jack Woodall, good friend of ours.
Hello.
And we're going to be just chatting, having a nice chill convo. We've opted not to pick a specific topic for this week, being as though we've obviously got a new person with us. We've got the same recurring segments as always, but yeah, we'll make the sort of main content a lot more free flowing. So how is everyone? First of all, I suppose.
Harvey,
Jack,
do you want to go
go
first, mate? Oh, well, there we go. I guess I'll go then. I'm okay, mate. Quarantine is tough, but you got to do it to try and save the country. So how are you, Harv?
I'm doing all right. As I said in one of the previous episodes, I do this on a daily basis anyway. Like when I come home from work, this is basically what I do, except from the weekend when I go to the pub.
Really?
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. I'm fine. Just getting a bit. Sometimes it's really boring when you don't have anything to do. So it's like, this sucks. But then you get something to do, and then it's better. So
yeah. I'm going a bit stir crazy, I think, but I'm bound to, I guess.
Yeah, well, you spend a lot of time out, like, regularly, don't you?
Yeah, I think I'm quite a sociable guy with people I like. Well, obviously, if I don't like them, then I'm not as sociable.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, I tend to enjoy more time outside the house than I do in. I'd definitely say that.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine like people like you are kind of the people who are going to get hit hardest by this.
Yeah, it's the thing is like it's really no trouble because like considering what like all the NHS is doing and like all our student nurses aren't being paid and shit, still have to work. But so like me staying at home is really like the least you can do.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm willingly stay at home.
Well. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly worse things you could be doing.
Yeah, getting corona.
Getting corona would be one of them. Yeah,
bad,
that'd be pretty bad.
I can't disagree with you on that one, really, can we? Fucking hell. Right, okay, we'll move on to this considerable list of questions because I feel like there's going to be a list of like a serious amount of tangents coming from some of these. So, and you can answer first, and then we'll fire off our anecdotes afterwards, I suppose. But
sure.
Going to start by going deep. What's your worst memory?
Oh, fuck. There's been some pretty bad memories. Been some pretty brilliant ones as well. I guess. This is a loaded question because I know if I don't say something, then.
Oh, I tell you what. Do you want to think on that one, and we'll come back to it at the end?
No, I don't want to think on this for the whole podcast. I had a terrible time. How about I think breaking up with my ex-girlfriend was really rough. I felt pretty terrible for a while about that because I think she probably deserved better. I would say. So that was pretty tough because it was all my fault, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what about you boys? Let's keep it light.
Keep it light. Oh,
keep it light.
Sorry guys, but it's the worst memory. So, I'd say for me, my worst ever memory was when I had to go in to have a lung operation, and then I'm on like the trolley, waving like goodbye to my folks. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Like there's a chance, a very small chance, but there's a chance you'll never see him. You'll never see him again.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say when you got that bad haircut in year 3.
That's also a pretty. No, year 2. That's also a pretty bad memory.
Gone in.
No.
Oh fuck. I'm kind of torn for mine. The one that immediately springs to mind was my horrific night in Birmingham. And not so much the night itself, it was the feeling of like absolute panic the next morning when I realised that I didn't have my phone and I'd been a complete menace for a period.
Yep.
I won't get into that one. I think that's a story for a Nights Out segment.
That's a story for a Nights Out one.
Yeah.
I can I'm a big part of the start to that night out as well.
I wisely am nowhere near that story.
Yeah, you got out of there. You could see things were about to kick off, so you got out of there.
Indeed.
Oh, the other one I suppose would be when the whole IBD thing started, and I didn't know what it was. That was quite scary.
Yeah.
But
yeah, before like you had it, I was pretty ignorant to what it was. But then like we figured out like quite a few people we know have it.
yeah, I was actually quite surprised.
Yeah, like not gonna name anyone.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like a few people we know have it, and like it must have been really scary at the time.
Well, yeah, it was because the thing is, around the time that the symptoms were showing up was like, I think it was like maybe a year since Total Biscuit had died. And I went back and watched one of his old videos about it, and he was like, don't ignore it. And I'm like, fuck, I'm booking a doctor's appointment right now. Like, I'm terrified. And yeah, that was...
Man, isn't it crazy that TB's been dead for like well over a year now? Is it 2 years now?
24th of May 2018, so it's coming up to 2 years.
Yeah, it's a
sad
tragedy,
man.
really.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, do we want to move off of this?
Well, I think
topic?
Flip it on its head. Best memory.
Oh mate, there's so many brilliant memories. I think the first day in Devon was really really brilliant. Like when we first got there, and it was me, you, Harry, and Owen, and we were on like the side of the road, and we were like, yes, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. Like, oh my god,
to
it actually happened.
To give some context to this, we went on a lad's holiday down to Croyd. Harvey has a video on his YouTube channel if you want to check that out. But the first day, there were 8 of us going. And 4 of us decided to leave early. We were spread across 3 cars. 4 of us decided to go early, and the other 4 went later in the day. But we wanted to sort of maximise it, so we went really early.
Yeah, we got there before any of the pubs opened, so we had to wait.
Oh my god, We'll
go. I think we should. Yeah. Say what you want.
But do you remember when we first like were there and we were driving around for a bit, and then we went to that pub and we just walked in and started playing pool.
Yeah.
And then that guy came in and was like, guys, we're not open.
I think
what?
Yeah.
The door was open. He was like, oh yeah, we're not open. Like, oh shit! He's like, you can finish your game of pool though.
Yeah, it was super sound because we went back in like half an hour later when it actually opened, and we had like drinks and stuff. So
he must have got like 70 quid off us like that because we're all hungry bastards.
We munched it.
We should talk about that day, I think, because we won't cover that in the main thing because nobody was there. Like the sort of morning, like we got there, we arrived at like 6-7 a.m. We had this like beautiful view. There was like there's like that mountainside. I guess it was a cliffside road.
Cover the actual journey.
Yeah,
to get there because there's a few.
The thing is, I know that Harry and Owen made a joint playlist on Spotify.
Did ya?
Because me and Owen were going through it. And Owen was like, every time I had a Coldplay song, he just removes it.
I had to message him. I after doing that like a couple of times and seeing them reappear, I messaged him on Snapchat. I was like, if you had another fucking Coldplay song, I'm coming up to your house. Like,
and to be fair, he isn't like a huge Coldplay fan. He just he likes Coldplay, and Harry is very much against Coldplay, I guess. And
I'm not.
That was quite funny.
The podcast joint playlist thing was a great idea. Like there's some banging tunes in there.
Yeah, me and Harvey when we were driving down, we stopped off after Bristol, didn't we? And we went to this place, and there was like a Greg's and like a load of shit like that. Mm-hmm. And we did all that. Me and Harvey like flew down. It was
we did as well. There was zero traffic. It was great.
I think we left just after you.
Yeah,
very slightly.
We left only just after you. Yeah, because I had to travel to Swindon, so we had to go to Swindon and then back. So probably like 10 minutes after you guys.
It was the excitement of that day. I'm speaking for myself, but I assume it's all the same for you guys. The excitement of that day was absolutely brilliant.
The build up on it was such like the anticipation on it, because that was our first holiday as like a lads group, that we'd organised ourselves and we're doing ourselves, So.
And I will say, right, actually driving down there when because I drove Jack because this was when you didn't have your car, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he didn't drive it.
But then
my
you
dad
got
actually
it in
bought the car the day after.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
remember because we were there. We were like, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So-
sick.
The actual drive down there is awesome. Like
Yeah.
driving on the free, like it like 5 a.m,
Yeah.
free roads, beautiful
Flying.
view, watch the sunrise. It's
Nobody
so
on the
nice.
motorways as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Not have to worry about some fucking idiot trying to
Yeah.
book it to work. You know.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just every part of that sort of morning was great. I stopped to get fuel, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll get some fuel in the morning before I go, right? Bear in mind we're leaving at 4 a.m. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'll just go to the Morrisons. It'll be dead cheap. Morrisons isn't fucking open at 4 a.m, is it? So I had to go to the BP, and my tank was empty. Like I was purposefully waiting because I was like, I'll just get to the Morrisons, fill it up, it'll be grand. 55 quid for a tank on it, and this is a 1.2 litre Fiesta, guys. Like this is for people watching. Like it got me there and back pretty much though. Like
Yeah.
I think I stopped for fuel before I left, but I didn't need it. That was just because we'd been bopping about around so
I only
much.
had to get fuel on the way back. That was it. We got that in Devon.
Yeah, because we were on the way back on the night, and then Owen spotted this fuel station that was like 112 a litre or something, which at the time, because it was sort of coming to, it was like mid, I don't know, it's sort of, the prices were like averaging about 120 or something. And he was like, yeah, that's 111 or something. I'm like, full tank, like filling
Mate,
up there.
I don't know if you boys have filled up since quarantine started.
It's
But
mega cheap now, isn't it?
mate, that the Asda down by Briley Hill. Sorry, I'm doxing us a bit.
Nah,
but,
sorry, carry on.
the Asda down at Briley Hill. It was 100 on the dot when I filled up the other day. So yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Not bad.
I need to go and start my car. I haven't started it in probably 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been
bro.
starting mine.
You need. Okay,
It'll
Harry,
be
I will
fine.
warn you. You will need jump cables.
It'll be fine.
Like I had to jump lead mine the other day because I didn't start it for 2 weeks.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Any bet your battery's flat. Any bet.
All right, I'll stick a fiver on that.
All right.
Well, there we go.
There we go. Shake on it.
Your car might be in better condition than mine though.
Yeah, I was going to say yours is fucked, mate.
Yeah, mine is pretty shit.
All right.
It gets you there.
It does get you about, and to be fair,
Yeah,
given
it's not great,
given
though,
the
is it?
amount of given that it's a complete workhorse for you, and the amount it's commuting every morning, like it's.
Oh yeah, I do like. Well, I don't go over the speed limit. Just 71 miles an hour. You know, nice steady pace all the way to work. Always never over 71 miles an hour
That's
because you know.
But
But gets me there and back. I'm booming it up the motorway. 22 miles a day.
yeah.
Does
so,
the trick.
what are you boys most looking forward to once this lockdown's over? Like, what's the like? Not maybe the first. Pardon me. What's not maybe like the first thing you're gonna do, but the thing you're like, it's on top of my priorities to do this once the lockdown's over. You know.
I think the day that lockdown ends, I might just pick up as many of the boys as I can and just drive to Cardiff Mill Valley, and just
It's not a bad
you
show.
know,
Yeah.
go up Cardiff Mill Valley, because like the main thing I've missed is obviously seeing my friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's a bit dodgy really, because like I don't really know what I'm gonna do when it ends. Like I could just stay in, but
You've adapted.
what do you reckon, Half?
For me, it will probably be either top of my list is either go on holiday with the boys,
Yes.
like just even if it's just camping, right? I don't care. I want to go on holiday with the boys again.
Yeah.
Or the other one would be going on a night out with those fellas from the Minecraft server, Harry.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
massive fucking
That
10
absolute
10
group.
bar pub crawl.
That'd be
Birmingham.
really good. Yeah.
No,
Probably on my list as well. And then yeah, like the just seeing mates again, and
Yeah.
and I want to go airsofting as well. I've missed that a lot. I was getting fairly regular at that, and it's a good laugh on a
Currently's
weekend.
just fucked it.
Yeah.
Fucking fucked it.
Yeah.
But- the bad thing about our group at the minute is that like Taylor's moved,
Yeah.
And like,
It'd be okay
Like-
once he's back in Birmingham.
yeah, because he will be living in Birmingham. Is it
Yeah.
from July? His lease starts. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
so.
But,
Or it's all
Yeah,
July or
I
August.
think he said something like that. Yeah.
yeah, but he like we all miss him. I miss just seeing all the lads and just doing absolute nonsense. Like I miss like last summer we were going to like Arley
Yeah.
and having just nice like days out.
And
Just
the
having,
driving
like, a mess
range.
about.
Like
driving
Yeah,
range.
driving
Yeah,
range.
a
I
little
had a-
bit like football on the weekend. You know,
I had a
mate.
photo.
I
pop
miss
up.
football. I miss football on the on that pitch.
Yeah,
Cricket club.
football on that pitch because
Yeah,
we're not gonna
that pitch.
because we're not gonna name it.
I had a photo pop up on my Google Photos like last week, saying like it was just a picture of all of our cars at the driving range, and I was like, oh, to be there now, to be there now.
It's a good thing it was a wide shot, otherwise you could see the cracks on my bumper.
Brilliant.
I'm a good driver, I promise.
Yeah, just going to the pub and fucking about. We got like we were getting to a point where we'd go like for a bit in the week, and then we'd go on the weekend as well.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't drink midweek, but we'd at least sit and have a bit of bit of friendly banter.
Yeah, I mean I'm going to uni next year, so obviously I'm unemployed. But I love the social of going to the pub a few times in the week.
Yeah.
Usually it'd only be like me, and then like one of you two, and maybe Dan and Noah.
Yeah.
But like it's pretty great. It would always be me and Noah.
Yeah, you two were consistent as fuck.
Yeah, I miss that, man.
It's dreadful, isn't it, not being able to.
It's all the boys.
Except you, Hoff.
What have you missed that you didn't think you'd miss?
Jesus.
It's a bit of a weird one, that. So
just leaving the house. Like the thing is
going
like,
to the pub.
Yeah, you.
I didn't think I miss it that much, but I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you miss the social.
I'm not that social anyway, but the pub is like the best place.
Yeah, it was chilled, isn't it?
What about you, Hedge?
Yeah, probably the thing, because like back in school, the only time I'd leave the house would be for like rugby and school.
Yeah.
And then occasionally, like if we went out, down the village or whatever. So like I didn't think it'd actually bother me as much as it is. So I'm probably in the same boat as both of you two. Yeah. I thought, oh yeah, no, I've had loads of practice at this, I'll be fine. Killing me. Since like, school's finished and I've started going out a lot more, it's just stir crazy.
I'm getting withdrawals from like my daily pint of Guinness that I used to get at the pub.
All that iron.
Yeah, I don't eat red meat, so that's where all my iron comes from, is Guinness.
I just miss getting drunk with the boys.
Yeah.
In spoons or the Bathams, man. It's just.
Or even just going up to Joe's and doing like fucking about on the pool table on the red.
Yeah.
Just annoying Joe.
I was thinking like now that we've
Quick
got
flash at your house.
Yeah. I mean, we've luckily been able to do a bit of that over Discord, but
a little bit.
It's not quite the same.
Much. I was thinking like now because my dad's built that dartboard thing in the garden, we could have like it's not exactly like a crawl, but it's like we start for the early rounds at mine with the darts, because that's the one that gets lethal when everyone's pissed. So you start with a few early rounds on the darts, and then we finish and go up to Joe's for the pool.
Yeah.
And we have like a proper games night sort of thing. I thought that'd be an interesting concept. Like,
I love darts. I was really bad at darts for a while until I used to always play darts with this girl I know. At a pub in Starbridge, and she'd always ask me to play, so I'd always play with her, and I was always pretty crap. But like one game, I was just suddenly like, why don't I try doing it this way? And I was just throwing really straight, and I was like, I've suddenly just become pretty good at darts.
Just suddenly become unreal at darts. Like,
I was like suddenly doing absolute bits. It was great.
Right, we'll pivot slightly to video games. And the first one, what's the best video game you've ever played?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I don't know.
I
I
won't
think there's like
qualify what best means. Like, it could be one that's had the most impact, or just one that you enjoyed the most. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I can name a few for like different genres of games, if that's okay. I think
Yeah, go for
for
it.
like overall immersion, despite like the game breaking bugs, I think it's hard to look past Skyrim. Like it's just
yeah,
like it's clearly like a game that like it's all about the lore, right? And
Yeah.
when you look at a game like that, like and you can just sit down for a few hours and just be like, wow, I'm not in my house anymore. I'm just playing Skyrim.
yeah.
And that's pretty good. Obviously, like I love my sports games,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not going to name any because they're all shit, and they all make me upset. But what about you, Half?
I'd say for enjoyment and memories, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
I'd say for like personal multiplayer enjoyment, like I wouldn't be on with any of my mates. I just play the game on my own in multiplayer. Battlefield 3.
What game?
Banger game.
I think that's about it, really. To be fair, and there's also like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood,
Oh,
Yeah,
which was fucking
that was a
amazing.
great game.
that's the last
They're-
Assassin's Creed game that's worth playing.
Yeah, they're the only games that I'd always consider. Like when the Xbox 360 was still in its prime, that's when I'd always be on either one of those games.
Yeah. What about you, H?
Well, the obvious answer for me, I suppose, is CS:GO.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because it's the one that I've put most of my time into, and also like it sort of got me through a certain period of my life, and
Mm-hmm.
and it was something that I really wanted. I really had time to focus on and properly like I wanted to go places in that game, you know.
Yeah,
And I still go
Mhm.
back to it and enjoy it. But then there's also like Arma 3 is one of those games that I can go back to and never get bored of.
yeah,
And then but like those are games that are like proper time sinks. I think the one that I've sort of enjoyed the most and properly like got like really stuck into was probably either like something like COD 4 or, as you said, Skyrim. Like
Yeah.
I think they were really great.
The actual answer to this should always just be Halo 3. Like that's
Oh, okay.
like Halo 3.
Oh,
should
God. Oh, okay. I want to change my answer, please.
really...
Halo 3. I
Halo
forgot
3 's-
about Halo 3 because I was playing Modern Warfare 2 at the same time I was playing Halo 3, so they both kind of merged and made my childhood
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. It's Halo 3 special. Also, like COD Zombies
Oh,
is just
dude,
like,
how am I?
incredible.
I was just
Zombies
trying to
was-
narrow it down to one. There's so many great games I can name
Zombies was
I-
great
I-
to bash with the like couple of lads and just, you know.
with the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play fun games anymore. I just play like really unforgiving, horrible simulation games because I feel like I have too much joy in my life.
Like a golf
So-
simulator.
Yeah, like fuck. God, oh, that game is so bad.
Golf with your
Bro.
friends. What a game.
Golf with your friends. It's just
Sponsor us, Golf with your friends. We'll play your
Don't-
game more.
We don't want your money. just delete your game.
What if it was 500 grand?
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
let's
then
be
I'll,
honest.
then I'll,
Oh yeah,
I'll,
so
I'll
we go.
tattoo it. I'll tattoo it on my forehead for 500 grand.
I just do it in henna.
The
Oh, sorry to interject. I have a funny story about henna.
I'll go for it.
Oh, go on then.
So, when I was younger, once again, I'm not gonna name any names.
Mhm.
I went to a party, and there was like loads of us there, and it was like some people who were a few years above me, and we were we were at this party, and I got with this girl, yeah, as you do, and we all went back to my mate's house, and he's got a big old house, like it's really nice. His parents went, and he's a proper top lad, and so we were trying to get in, and we lost the key. So like we would like trying to like break the back door of this guy's house.
Yeah.
And he was trying to break it as well. And we were like, okay, we're not getting in. We'll sleep in the summer house.
Breaking his
So we
own
went.
door.
We went outside and we lay down in the summer house, and I was like quite intoxicated, and I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you had
gonna
about
sleep.
2 cans.
Oh yeah, proper. No, I was I was basically like, okay, I'm falling asleep. I don't care. And this girl, let's call her Alice. She was she was the one who I got with. And when I woke up, she'd put her name on henna in my leg. I had to go into school wearing my PE outfit with her name on my leg.
Oh.
That's incredible.
And Sir was not best pleased.
That's actually fucking hilarious. That's so funny.
It was funny. She was quite funny, to be fair. She's a bit strange, but
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd have to be to
yeah, just have henna on
Just
you.
your
Henna.
name on
Yeah.
someone else's
She's
leg.
just like, oh, finally, pulls out a
Finally.
henna pens like.
Yeah, I'll just put henna on him while he's asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was funny.
What's the worst video game you've all played?
Well, I think we spoke about it about 5 minutes ago, mate. Golf with your friends is a nightmare. It's inconsistent. It's just so draining of fun. No, I think
Keep playing.
genuinely, yeah, I do. Genuinely, I think the worst game I've ever played is NBA 2K20. It's so unfun. It's broken. You have to play basketball like it's 1965. Like you have to like go into the post and shoot fades. It's just really lame. There's no free flowing fun in the game, and like sports games should be fun,
Yeah.
and they're not. It's terrible. What about you, Kyle?
I'd say the worst game I've ever played is going to be one of the Call of Duties. One of them.
Oh,
Probably
I mean,
either
Ghosts.
Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare.
Oh, they're both so bad.
Because, yeah, they are both utterly terrible.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Black Ops 4 is a bit shit as well.
Ghosts was
Yeah.
awful as well.
Ghost, yeah, that's another one. Either Advanced Warfare, Ghost, or the other one that I said. They're all terrible. What other games? I love look on Steam. I don't think there's many ones I really play on here anymore.
Yeah, I'm just having a flick through mine to see.
Oh,
if they're on this.
Here we go. Unturned is like a Roblox type zombie
I've
survival
played
mode. It's honestly the worst fucking game I've ever played in my life.
It's
Genuinely,
pretty
like it was. Like anytime you got close to a zombie, they'd hit you once and you'd die, and you'd spawn in the same place you started in the first place.
Yeah.
Like you have to walk all the way back just to get hit once and die again. Not to mention, it literally is just Roblox on that's been infected. You know what I mean?
bad.
Yeah.
So it's shit on shit. It's infected poo. That's what it is.
Mine's probably the H1Z1 Battle Royale.
Oh my god,
It's
that is
so
the
bad.
worst. It's
So
so
bad.
bad.
Like I don't know how
remember
it caught
parachuting
on
in?
so much.
You used to parachute in and you'd aim straight at the ground, and you gotta just stand up and be fine.
Yeah. But like,
It was
the weapons were just so like the accuracy system was so weird with them. I couldn't. I didn't
Sounds like you were
it.
bad, mate. To be fair.
Could be.
Probably.
No. Nah, he's really good at first-person shooters. To be fair.
The what's your favourite music artist?
That is
Or give it.
impossible.
Or, okay, top three. It doesn't have to be an ordered top three. Just maybe three that sort of stand out.
Well, I mean, I'm incredibly boring, and I like sad music. I like Radiohead a lot.
Yep.
I really like MF Doom, rap-wise. He's like, in my opinion, the best rapper ever. And I guess at the minute the Strokes.
Yeah, I was going to say you're big into them at the minute, aren't you?
Yeah, but Fiona Apple's newest record is like an absolute masterpiece. Like if you haven't listened to Fiona Apple before, you should definitely listen to her. She's brilliant.
Half.
I'd say at the moment probably Joji.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Current Joys, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And probably either Billie Eilish or Beach House.
Oh, Beach House is so good.
Beach House are brilliant.
Yeah, I like a lot of Billie Eilish's stuff at the minute as well. I think
She's good, man.
I think for me, like at the minute, I mean, obviously Arctic Monkeys in there. I'm still rinsing them at the
He
minute.
absolutely rinses Arctic Monkeys.
Well, I do this with music. I get like quite obsessive about one artist and just rinse them for months. Like I did it with Queen. I did it with Def Leppard.
Yeah,
Now
you
I'm
did
doing
it
it with
with Queen.
Arctic Monkeys.
You rinsed Queen for years, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I was just massive fan of them. So they'll probably be in there. And then honestly, probably the Smiths is my third one, but Morrissey's a bellend.
Despite the fact that Morrissey is a Nazi.
He is just a massive bellend. It's quite a shame, really.
Yeah. Class though.
But the music's great.
Yeah,
like,
but he's,
it's just you've got
to
to
separate the artist from
Yeah.
the art, mate.
Exactly.
Can you do it with the Smiths? Probably. Can you do it with John Lennon? Probably not.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I really like Johnny Marr, both as like he seems like a funny guy, and also I think he's just a phenomenal guitarist. So that's like sort of my main. Like if I cannot listen to Johnny Marr's versions, because I think some of those stand up very well against the originals,
Yeah, I do think that like almost all the originals are still better.
Oh yeah,
But-
other than Big Mouth Strikes Again because of that chipmunk shit.
I never noticed it until you mentioned it, and I've been listening to that song for probably like 5 years. So
And obviously the Smiths came before the Chipmunks, but it does sound like
the influence is astounding.
they were like they heard Big Mouth Strikes Again. They're like, we should make a film about people that sing exclusively like that, and also they're rodents. Like,
Yeah. Which chipmunk are you?
oh god,
That's the question.
I only
Are
remember
you
the name
Simon,
of one
Theodore,
of them.
or Alvin?
I'll be
I like-
Simon, I guess.
I like to think I'm Theodore.
So then Harry's what's his?
Guess I've got to be Alvin then.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't watched that film in years.
Alvin!
I haven't watched that film in years, and I don't intend to watch it again. To be honest with you.
So terrible.
It's peak artistry, I think. Pure.
What a good
complete
idea.
Art. Yeah.
Make chipmunks
Who,
sing.
Uh,
what are a couple artists that you cannot stand listening to?
Oh, you see this question. Fundamentally, I hate this because I can try and appreciate everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
Well, I'm here to say unequivocally that the Verve are a pile of shit, and I will not stand for anyone saying that the Verve are good because they're fucking awful. They're terrible. Liam Gallagher's solo stuff is crap
Yeah.
as well. Jesus, I mean, there's just a lot to say. I think Little Mix are crap, but
It's a good list.
the Chainsmokers, disgusting. Yeah.
Harv.
So worst music artist, probably Pitbull.
KSI.
KSI, yeah. But Pitbull is the main one. Like,
Yeah.
I can't listen to one of his songs.
You disrespecting Mr. Worldwide like that.
Shut the fuck up.
Mr. Worldwide.
I don't care. I'll disrespect him all I fucking want. He's unlistenable.
It's pretty bad.
This is pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Do you guys know the girl who lives down my street, like at the end? She was in the year above me.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, her favourite artist is Pitbull. Well, I'm sorry for doxing you like that. 'Cause
Disappointed.
nah, she's lovely, man. She's great. But
Shit music
that is
taste.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I have to also agree with JLS. Are
Yeah.
one of the worst.
What?
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't like Beat Again? Beat Again.
Yeah,
That
but
was
it's not
alright.
like I'm not like I want to listen to it. If it's on in the club, yeah, I'll sing it. But it's kind of like singing, like all the shitty indie songs that they play on Snobs that you don't really want to sing, but everyone else is, so you do it anyway.
Don't
Like Mr.
listen.
Brightside.
Don't.
What?
Mr. Brightside isn't a bad song, Harvey.
No, of course it's not
It
a
is
bad
just
song, but I'm
overly
sick
played.
of fucking singing it.
But the levels
On the
of
dance
hype
floor.
that come out in the club, though, when it does come on,
Yeah, but
The energy.
it
you
got
get.
old for me because it was
Yeah,
every
I know what you
single
mean.
weekend.
I know what you mean.
Like, oh yes, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Of course I do.
We've already mentioned mine. It's just Coldplay. So I can't say. I'm trying
Well,
to think.
Coldplay's new stuff, definitely.
I'm trying to think of anything.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Also, for
afterwards,
me,
I just
one of the
refuse.
more recent bad ones I can't stand is the new 30 Seconds to Mars albums. The new ones in particular.
I
His
remember you
old
ranting
stuff
so
is-
hard about it, mate.
No, his old stuff is beautiful, but his
Yeah.
new stuff is trash. Like, it's terrible.
I mean, it happens a lot. I like it. It really does happen a lot. Like, I think, like Radiohead, OK Computer, Kid A, The Bends, brilliant. And then you hit like, you know, the album after all of that, it kind of capitulates a bit, but then it gets better again. In Rainbows is brilliant. But it happens a lot with musical artists. They kind of lose inspiration, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like Drake's last two albums have both been complete shit. But like all the ones before that were pretty brilliant.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Next,
Yeah.
next topic.
Who are you listening to right now?
Like,
Kind of already
currently-
covered that, but yeah, like what are your sort of main things right now?
I'll have a look at my most recently liked things on Spotify. How about that?
Oh yeah, that's a good one actually. We'll name
Oh,
the
I
three.
don't like songs.
All right,
I
the three
never
songs
like
you
the
added to your
songs.
playlist most recently, then.
Oh,
I don't,
okay.
I don't. I won't do that because I have a lot of nonsensical stuff that no one will know. But I'll name a few songs that I've been rinsing recently. I've been listening to Ode to Viceroy by Mac DeMarco. That whole album too by Mac DeMarco is really good.
Mhm.
I got Baby Come Back by Player. If you don't
Baby
know that
Come
song,
Back.
yeah, you should.
Yeah, I know that
definitely
song.
know it. Let's have a look. I got a Sweater Weather remix because
Is that the
apparently
neighbor? What's it called? Is it the neighbor?
yeah, the Neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I've got a remix because I run to it.
Says here
So-
you're listening to Skrillex.
I was listening to Levels because I was reminded that Avicii died the other day,
Oh,
and
Yeah.
I was listening to the remix of Levels because
Shit.
Levels is a vintage tune, but I like the remix better.
there's.
What have you added recently, Harv?
Recently I've added "Gimme Love" by Joji, "My Kind of Woman" by Mac DeMarco, and "Lover Is a Day" by Cuco.
Oh, what a banger!
It's such a good song. It's so well
It is.
produced.
Yeah,
So if you actually hear the guy sing in real life, he's not that good
he's
compared
actually
to his recorded voice.
Shit.
But it more shows how well he can manipulate his
production.
own voice. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the production that goes behind it. So
What about you, mate?
I've got "What Difference Does It Make" by the
classic.
Smiths,
Classic The Smiths.
"Acquiesce" by Oasis, and "Blackbird" by the Beatles are the three most recent songs that I've added to my playlist. And then below that is "Cornerstone" because I keep accidentally unliking it and having to re-like it again, so it's just slowly moving further and further up my like songs playlist.
Mate, it's a good song.
indeed.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to insult you because you rinse Arctic Monkeys, Harry.
It's
I
got
promise.
to be done. Got to be done. The
Well, not on the podcast anyway.
not on.
Not currently.
Yeah, no. You're as soon as the recording stops, you're fucking arsehole.
Fool.
Listen to somebody else for once.
I have been listening to like other indie artists alongside them, but they're sort of my cornerstone. If you,
Oh,
Of course, yeah.
take it back. Take back what you just said.
no,
They're my cornerstone.
so I think move on to the stories from Nights Out. I think because
Oh,
the Q&A section's
yeah?
gone on for 40 minutes. This is solid.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Solid, yeah. This is going to be a long one, which is what we like. So, the two ones that are most interesting, sort of that you've told me in the past, Jack, are the Midsummer Snob story and the 30 VKs story. So,
yeah, there is one contributing factor to both of those, and it's the fact that Luke Williams was present. Sorry to dox you on the pod, mate.
Called out.
You're a bellend.
I don't think he cares.
No,
I don't think he doesn't know about the podcast, so unless you want to tell him.
No, I'll show him it. But yeah, I mean, for like, I'll try and recount both the nights because I mean it's a
It's
struggle. So yeah, there's the one that we went and had 33. I had 33 VKs, which was obviously a mistake. We went up in Luke's car, and it was Luke driving, and Dan was with us, and Matt was with us, and we all went up in the car, and actually we were in the club. When we got there, we were in the club with Ben Fellows was there. I think you guys were there for a bit, but we all left separately, and I was hanging about with obviously the other lot.
Yeah.
And we were. I just remember being there, and Luke was like, "Oh, mate, do you want a VK?" I was like, "No, it's okay, mate. You drove. I'll get myself some." And I kept buying VKs and buying VKs until I eventually looked at my account and I had 33. Which is the worst thing about that is it was probably 2 for like £3 because it was like a £66 charge.
It's like 3 for a £5 normally.
Yeah.
So...
But like I
not even going for the deals.
No, I was just going mad.
Give me a VK.
The worst thing is because there were 33. Obviously, once I've bought one on its own. Like, what am I doing? Like, why would you buy one?
You go to the bar, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can go for the 2, but I'll have the 1.
I'll have the
After
one.
the
I'll
previous
come back
28.
in a minute.
After the
Get
previous
another
28.
one.
Yeah, and I don't know if, like, I mean, you two know, I hate VKs. They're disgusting. They're like the complete antithesis of everything that I drink. It's sweet. I hate sweet stuff. And it just was horrible. And I was really drunk, and we were all driving back, and Luke's an idiot. So we were all in the car, and we went to a McDonald's in Birmingham. And we all got out of the car, and we were like, why aren't the lights on? It was like 5 a.m. And it wasn't a 24-hour McDonald's. And it took us like 10 minutes to realise. We were like, oh wait, it's not 24 hours. So we all got back in the car, and Luke drove us to Stourbridge, and we had a McDonald's there. And I bought 2 Egg McMuffins, which is the best breakfast item in my opinion. And I couldn't even bite through it because the acid from the VKs had eroded my teeth.
That's nasty.
Horrible. I brushed my teeth for like 10 minutes when I got home. Yeah, that's that one.
Fucking hell, mate. 33 VK. That is a serious amount of
That
VK.
is outstanding.
Mate, if it didn't burn when you were pissing, like, ooh.
Personal.
I have that a habit of doing that though. Sometimes I'll go overboard on one drink. Like once we were at Charlie's and I had 13 Guinnesses.
Yeah, I remember this.
And everyone was just like, "How is he still doing it?" And I was just still drinking Guinnesses. And then there was another time where we were all at Charlie's and I was like, I just turned 18. And we'd been drinking there illegally prior, but I was there and then I was like, yeah, I want to get drunk, and I was like, yeah, fuck me up, Alex. I was like being proper cocky.
Yeah. And
I had like 6 pints and then 18 shots, and I threw up in Luke Williams' car, and I came home and they had to carry me up the stairs. I'm not a small guy. I'm like 6'2". I'm like 200 pounds. I'm very wide shouldered. I'm kind of built like a bit of a brick shithouse. And they carried me up the stairs, and I woke up the next day with like no recollection of what had happened. And I was in a stranger's bed, wearing someone else's boxers. And it wasn't because I'd pissed myself, but I'd got really drunk, and I just took my Supreme box off and flinged them somewhere. So like. So Charlie let me borrow some of his boxers. It's what a nightmare. I'm not usually like that.
You've got one on here, haven't you?
Have I?
You've written birthday night out in the dark.
Oh yeah. So like, has anyone here had a very like messy birthday night out?
I didn't end
No.
up doing anything for mine other than we went out like the weekend afterwards, but that was just
Yeah.
a coincidence. In fact,
I
yeah, that was just a coincidence. That was the one where I didn't get out of the flat. That we talked about on the first episode.
Yeah. But I
the
think
old egg, the eggs and peas.
Eggs, rice and sweet corn, banging.
Yeah.
I had it was my 18th that I was referring to with this, right? My 18th birthday. So it starts off like I'm just this is when I still smoked.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you turn 18, what do you want to do? You want to go and buy something. You want to go buy drink, fags. You want to buy it all just so you can. You're like, I finally bought this, you know. 'Cause I never used a fake ID. Like, contrary to what people might think, I've never used a fake ID just because I'm a pussy. But but I bought these things. I was like, right. Guess I just better have it then. I just I was doing that all night pretty much. After just not being able to buy any, I was like, fuck it, it'd be alright. It's my birthday. So I have a few pints with my brother and his lot in Weatherspoons.
Yeah.
And then people, I think Charlie, came out with his lot on that particular night as well.
That menace.
Yeah. And I didn't even realise he was coming out. I didn't tell anyone that I was going out, or I don't think many people could actually make it. They were all doing different things.
Mm-hmm.
So
they probably just didn't like you half.
Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't matter because this story doesn't include them. So but then Charlie shows up, and I'm like, well, giving him a hug and everything because I'm a bit fucking drunk. And my brother's like, if you want to go off with them, then go off with them. I was like, all right, so go off with them for the night, pretty much. We start like. We just buy so many fucking drinks. At one point, someone bought me a Fireball, right? Shot. My first time I've ever had Fireball. I think it was Ben. Actually, I think it was Ben. He bought me a Fireball, and he said, "Have this, Arv." I said, "What is it?" He said, "Just have it." I'm like, "Yeah, but what the fuck is it?" He's like, "Oh, it's like a cherry shot." I'm like, "Oh, I don't mind cherry." Shotgunned it, and I was like. Yeah, I'm going to go to the toilet really quick. So I went up to the toilet. Lo and behold, I didn't need to go to the toilet. I just went into the sink of Weatherspoons.
He's chundered.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a tacky chunder. But the only reason I did that was because before I went off with Charlie's mates, I was with my brother and his girlfriend and a few of their mates. And my brother's girlfriend said to me, if you ever think you're going to throw up, tacky chunder, stick your fingers down your throat, get it all up, and you can go again. I'm like, right, noted. So as soon as I had the Fireball, I was like, right, straight upstairs, straight to the toilet, otherwise it's big trouble for me. So then I ordered more drinks, and I probably had about 10, maybe 8 or 10 drinks at this point, whether it be a shot or a WD Coke or something,
Yeah.
And then we get into the line for the Lion, right? And this is at like 11:30 or something. We get in the line, we have a good little dance and a bit of a boogie or whatever. Smoke more. Have a few altercations with a few people. Just because you're standard on my nights out, it seems. There's always someone that fucking pisses me off, and then I always react because I'm
very aggressive, Harvey.
Yeah.
No one else would do that.
Right. I'm not even aggressive. I'm very passive.
Shut up.
So we're in the line, then we decide, fuck this, let's go, let's get out of the line. And then we were just in the middle of Starbridge High Street, and I was just thinking, what the fuck do I do now? Do I go home? And then everyone else is just going, Arena, get to Arena.
Oh my god, Arena.
And then we just like follow the people that were running to Arena, which, if you don't know, viewers or listeners, Arena is possibly the shittest nightclub I've ever been in my life.
Lion's gotta be worse.
Lions, I reckon Lion is worse, just because the idea of going to arena now is such a meme. It's like,
It's so
you've had
funny.
a proper messy night out where you end up in arena, So we sack off the Lion. We go to arena. We pay for the ticket, like £10 entry or something ridiculous. And this is at like 2:30 in the morning, and we're still like, let's go to arena. So we get to arena. We get in. We have a few fags, put the cloaks in, get to the bottom of the dance floor, just start going at it, I'm like 15 drinks in at this point, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then I remember this bird came over to me, and I was talking to my mate. We came over to me and my mate, and she came over and just starts crying. Like,
Probably because she saw your face. Oh.
Yeah. All right. No one could see your face, mate. You know why? Because you're so ugly.
The horrible.
No, you're not. You're not ugly.
Done in.
No, I know.
Just mildly. Anyway, so this bird comes over. She starts crying, but she's not really crying. She's fake crying, and I'm pretty weirded out. I'm like, "What the fuck's going on here, mate?" And then my mate thinks like, "Oh, I have. This is your chance to pull on your first night out." And I'm like, "No, I
Get
don't
at
know
him
who
while they're
this person
weak.
is." And then
Can you give me initials so I know who this is? Who's like egging you on?
BF.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course it would be.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oh,
Good
go on,
boy.
off. I'll leave you to it." Like, leave me to what? This bitch is just fucking crying in front of me to get my attention. And in the end, I'm like, "Are you okay, love?" She's like, "Oh, I can't find my friend." I'm like, "Who's your friend?" And she just doesn't tell me who her friend is or her friend, right? So I'm just there for like 5 minutes, just asking her like, "Who's your friend? What's her name? I'll help you find her." She hasn't got a friend, right?
And then I got at the club afterwards, and my wallet was gone. Ooh.
No. But well, that's a story for you, Harry. But anyway, in the future, we'll
I'm
tell it.
saving that one. That's a juicy story.
Yeah. So we end up. She stops crying, right? Or crying. Gives me a hug. I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on now? Right, have I technically pulled? Have I? No, I haven't. Right. So she takes me out to like the front area of arena, the front sitting area, next to the cloakroom. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, what? Who the fuck? Who are you, man? Like, I don't even know your name. She's like, my name doesn't matter. I'm like, okay. So are we gonna get off then? Like, what's gonna happen? She's like, we can if you want. I'm like, yeah, but do you want to? I'm not gonna rape you, mate. Like, because I was
Smooth operator over here.
trying to make sure I had consent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, that's very important. All
Yeah.
the listeners of the podcast.
Exactly,
Consent
mate. Consent is
important.
important.
Go on.
But that was about it, really. She left after we did get off in the end, but she still didn't tell me her name. I didn't get any socials or anything. We get outside the club. She's like, right, I'm gonna go now. I'm like, who even are you though? Like, I just don't know who you are. Like, do you know these people in here? Like, are you here on your own? She just leaves without saying goodbye to any of her mates that were so-called there. So she was literally there on her own.
You've fallen into a
Approached
trap,
me.
Harv.
Yeah.
No, but like, who goes out on their own and approaches someone?
Sounds like Harry.
Well, me?
Which one?
Yeah, Bailiff. He loves a night out. He's a fiend.
Do love a night out.
On its own though.
I did do that once, actually.
He did do that.
I did do
once?
that once.
No, but you were with people.
I met up with people, but for the first like 20
Yeah, but
minutes.
she didn't meet up with anyone. She was literally there on her own. She got dressed up on her own. She got to Starbridge on her own. And she left on her own. I was like, does anyone actually know who this girl was? And everyone was like, I've never fucking seen her in my life. And I've never seen her ever since. And I've been to arena a few times since then.
That's fairly tragic, mate.
Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
never got a name, never got a socials, never got anything. Mystery girl.
Send that into BuzzFeed Unsolved.
When you were saying about the whole, oh no, I immediately turned 18, I wanted to buy something.
Yeah.
Like, the day I turned 18, I was like, I'm going to go and buy some beers. And I went down to the off license. I was like, oh yes, here you go, sir. Yeah, here's my.
I am a man.
The thing is, I dropped the like the cans on the desk, and I was like getting my ID out, and then the girl behind the counter just turned to me. She's like, "Yeah, I'll be a tenner, please, mate." It's like, do you not want to look at my ID?
Yeah,
it's challenge 25. It's challenge 25. Are you saying that I've just turned 18 and I look 25?
Do you remember when we were in Croyd and we'd gone to the supermarket and we were buying a load of beer because of course we were.
Yeah.
And I'd forgot my ID and you two had your IDs and she was like, I'm gonna need IDs from all three of you, and I was like, look, I clearly look at me. I was like, look at me. Do I not look 18? Trust me, please trust me. And she was like, oh, okay then. And she just gave us them. Like, I could have been like.
To
15.
be fair, you could have been, but to be fair, like we'd have been so fucked because we'd have had to have driven back, got your ID, driven back.
Yeah.
The shop was like a 20-minute drive on it. Like it was.
Yeah, I have
say
really
about
good
20
luck with
minutes.
ID. Like I never get ID'd ever. It just doesn't
I
happen.
fucking do. Even with this shitty puberty.
I went to the Spoons and I went to walk in, and I had my ID in my hand and I gave it to the security guard and he looked really surprised. And then he's like, "Well, how old are you?" I'm like, "I'm 19, mate." And he goes, "Oh, well, I mean, I'd have just let you in without IDing you. You look older than that." I was like, "Cheers, mate.
30.
Thanks for that."
But yeah, we were going out in Birmingham once, and this wasn't with you lot because I hate going out with you lot. You're all terrible people.
Well, I hate you too. Don't worry about it.
We were going to the botanist, and I like walked up, and I was like first in the line, and some bouncers are complete arseholes.
Yeah.
But I walk up to the guy on the door and he goes, I like pull my ID out and he's like, "Mate, are you kidding? Just go through." And I like walk straight through. I was like, "Yeah," and then he immediately stops Luke. Like straight after me, I was like, "Oh, it's your ID."
What a guy!
He ID'd everyone else in the group.
What an absolute guy!
Fucking funny.
Right, we'll breeze through quickly the bellends and legends of the week.
Yeah.
Because
Bellend of the week this week, Harvey Stone.
Who's that?
No idea.
So
some relevant guy.
No one knows who he is, mate. So there's no point talking about it, is there?
I do kind of feel like this one is sort of fairly low hanging fruit in a sense because it's the obvious choice given what's gone on this week. But I mean, it just is Donald Trump in it. Like,
it could be him. To be honest, right? You know when like you hear people talk about Messi and they're like, you turn on the telly every single week, he's scoring 2-3 goals.
Yeah.
Every single week, Donald Trump could be Bellend of the week.
Yeah.
But he's seriously outdone himself this time.
It just so happens that this time it was a bit more than the other time.
It's just like,
which you can do either through the skin or.
How do you recommend?
Because the thing is, right, he suggested that you could treat coronavirus with light, right? Now, the thing he's got that from is that it's been found that sunlight's quite effective at killing it on surfaces, right? That's been the sort of, that was the thing that, like, he's basing that off. But he's just been like, if you can get the light inside the body, it'll heal people.
Brilliant. You boys, I've got it, but I'm not going to go to the NHS. You can just sit in my garden. That makes sense.
Like, I'm playing it,
but I might as well sit in the garden.
For the people who are watching, on YouTube, the video's playing now, and then he's like, the disinfectant, it knocks it out in a minute. What?
Who's injecting toilet duct, Greg?
The best thing is
Who's doing that?
He's then like, and it knocks it out within a minute, so maybe we could look at getting that done by injection inside or almost a cleaning.
Brilliant.
Which what he's referring to
sense.
there is essentially dialysis, like extracting the blood, taking the coronavirus. But the only thing, like from the research that I did into it, like you could for people who like there's a certain medical condition where you don't build up antibodies to things like this. So like there was a woman in, I think I can't actually remember where, but I saw a news story of a woman who hadn't built it up, and I think it might have been Italy. She'd had coronavirus for 60 days. And she hadn't built up any antibodies, and so like she tested positive for 60. I don't think she had the full symptoms for that long because of the the doctors were giving her stuff and whatever. But
well,
so
they say you have a
thing,
cough for like 10 weeks after you lose all your main symptoms.
One thing that you can do is like through with a dialysis machine is extract the blood and then infuse it with some blood from somebody who does have the antibodies. So then you have those antibodies circulating in your system.
Almost a cleaning, because you see.
But he's suggesting like
a tremendous number of the lungs, so it'd be
he's
interesting
suggesting
to
taking the
check
blood
how
out,
to use
disinfecting
medical
it,
lectures,
and then
but
just
it
putting it
sounds-
back in.
It sounds interesting to
Just
me.
go out
Such an
on the plate,
intelligent man.
spray.
Concept of the light, the way
Just
Just
it
get
is
some
when
toilet duck,
that's,
spray it in the
pretty
bowl.
powerful.
whack
And-
an injector in your arm, and get it done.
And then
Get it done.
and then afterwards he tried to claim that he was being sarcastic.
He's just,
Yeah,
I
what?
just hate him. You know, listen, let's just not talk about it.
It's like
Right,
let's
he's bellend of the week. Fuck him.
yeah,
Right.
we'll move on to legend of the week, I guess. Which this one, I mean, like this is probably my favorite politician at the minute, honestly.
She's pretty good.
And she's the New Zealand PM, Jacinda Ardern. She went into like a very, very sort of severe, response to the whole COVID-19 breakout. And it's paid off massively. Like they're now able to relax their lockdown sort of status slightly, and they've had, I think, out of like 5 million people in the country, which is obviously it's quite a small population relative to sort of us and whatever, but out of 5 million people, they had registered 1,445 cases and just 13 deaths, most of them in nursing homes.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, like that is incredible. And like she was doing a bunch of like I saw she was doing a bunch of addresses on like Facebook Live, just being like actually really sort of personable with people and like not just the official briefing.
Yeah.
There was a thing where she was there just wearing a sweater, just like chatting about it. She actually seems like a regular person, which is something that a lot of you don't get often with politicians.
That's very true.
Apparently
You don't
she's
get any good ones.
apparently she is fairly like she has the regular controversy that all politicians have in New Zealand, but like from an outlooker looking in, it seems like she's doing a
they've
great
done a
job.
better job than any other country, surely.
I mean, I watched a video of her.
South Korea have done pretty well.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
South Korea are good at that kind of thing as well. Like I saw a video
Being
of her
a
though
competent country.
I saw a video of her on Stephen Colbert's chat show where he went to New Zealand and she like just picked him up at the airport in a car. It's like
That is class.
it's just yeah, I mean, I don't know. Could be a media thing, but I feel like there's a lot going on there that's good,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good situation.
I mean, I think like it's all in preparation, isn't it? With how you respond to epidemics and stuff like that. And when you take into like the economic inequality in a lot of communities, like all of the people who are dying, like look at New York, right? Minorities are dying at a proportionally larger amount than every other than white people, and it's because there's not enough support for the poor, and it's terrible, really. But like then you look at like New Zealand, like glowing example, they're helping everyone.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't just have to be an elitist state. You can help everyone.
America just seems so fucked with their. Like,
I've never known the most powerful country become a third world country like in a week.
yeah. It's really quite something to watch. Such the best army in the world, best economy in the world. Like all that just flattens, all because of this one thing.
Have they passed 50k yet? They have, haven't they? They're 60k yet. I mean,
Yeah, I think so.
The infrastructure they have, all the hospitals, and then they make people pay for this treatment.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. The lack of like humility is astounding to me. It really annoys me. But that's how humans are, I guess.
One quick thing I will throw in before we finish. We covered Tom Moore's birthday.
Oh
walk
yeah,
thing.
he's raised more now, hasn't he?
He's now sitting at 29 million. He's £1 million off of. He's £1 million off of raising 30 million for the NHS, which is just amazing.
Right.
He 29 million 16,659 quid is the current.
That's fucking mental. Pardon me.
Which is I mean that's mega impressive. So props to him.
Props to Tom Moore.
The boy.
Yeah. I think we can wrap up there though. We've done just over an hour. We've done an hour and 5 minutes. So
That's pretty
nice
good.
meaty episode.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter at Hangover Therapy. Oh God, I hope that's the
Don't
Twitter.
at me, for God's sake.
No,
don't
no,
at
I won't. But I need to double check that because if that's not right, I'm going to look like a right twat. Yeah, at Hangover Therapy on Twitter. We'll post updates to all the podcasts on there. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Anchor. We're on a bunch of other like smaller podcast platforms like Breaker, which are Anchor sort of distributes to for us. We're also on YouTube. There's a link to that on the Anchor page, anchor.fm/hangover-therapy, and you can, or hangover-therapy, and you can get to all of the platforms that we're on through there, including YouTube, if you prefer to watch. What else? No, I think that's about it. Oh, voice messages. There'll be a link to that in the description of this podcast. We didn't have any from last episode, which was quite disappointing. But if you want to send in a voice message, we will play it on
There will be one hero.
on the
one
podcast.
legend that does it.
Unless it's one of the boys. Don't play
Imagine
those,
if it's
man.
one of the
We
boys.
will
It's
vet
pure
them. But
racist stuff.
we will vet
God's
them.
sake.
But yeah. So just hit up the social medias. I assume you don't want to plug anything here, Jack.
No, I prefer when people leave me alone.
Excellent. Right. That's a brilliant note to end it on. So we will see you next week.